everyone, this is Monica and Mrs. Apostolo, and they're going to tell you a joke today.
Hi, Mrs. Apostolo, you hear a joke?
Yes.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Cows go.
Cows go who?
Cows don't go who, they go moo.
You're welcome for the joke of the day.
Thanks, guys. Alright, so we are ready to begin. Today's objective is to represent integer operations with models again, but we're going to kind of hold off on the models just for a little bit until Monday, but we're going to work on the standardized algorithms. Remember, that meant the rule for whenever you solve a problem. Be sure and write down number 1 and objective in your journal. This is on the next available page. Okay, your guiding question for today is, how are addition and subtraction related? That should be a pretty easy one. You've learned that for a few years now. How are they related? If you need to wait and answer it at the end of your video, you can go back to it, but don't forget. Your introductory problem today. The temperature this morning was -6 degrees. By lunch, the temperature was +13 degrees. What was the difference in temperature? And remember, if you put this on a number line, you have a -6 and a 0, and your +13 would be over here. The difference would be how far it is between the two, the distance. You could also write that as +13 minus -6. All right, your patterns and observations. Based on that number line, how could you find the distance between a positive number and a negative number? Even if it's just a guess, give us your best guess. How do you think you could find the distance? We also did one Thursday in class that had the distance between two temperatures. Remember the ice house and the sauna, the ice bath and the sauna? Okay, so this time you just watch. Today's objective, or your goal, is to be able to write any subtraction problem as an addition problem. All we do is write it as the opposite. So what is the opposite of -6? It's +6. So I can rewrite any addition or any subtraction problem by keeping the first number the same, changing it to addition, and writing the opposite of the second number. So the opposite of -6 is +6. So it would be 19. That was that problem you just solved on your number line. 13 minus -6 is the same as 13 plus a +6. So a few more examples before you try them. 4 minus 7, it would become a 4 plus, now this right here is 4 positives minus 7 positives. So that's a +7, so we would make this a -7. So 4 minus 7 is the same as adding 4 plus a -7. This one will be -3 plus, this is a +8, so this is subtracting a +8. The first sign here is an operation. It's not a negative, it is a minus. So this is 3 negatives minus 8 positives. So when we change it to addition, we're going to write it as 8 negatives. Remember, I only use the parentheses just so we don't have a bunch of signs together that look like mistakes. We want to be able to separate and show that it's a negative number. This one, we would change 7 minus a -12 to 7 plus a +12. My 3 minus -3 will become 3 plus +3. That's pretty easy, right? Okay, you have a few that you are going to practice. We have -8 minus 15. All I want you to do is rewrite it as an addition problem and then solve it with the rules that you've already learned about adding integers. Write it as addition and solve it by adding. Okay, the second one is 14 minus -9. Write it as an addition problem and solve it. The last one is -9 minus -7. What is the difference between -9 and -7? All right, and Monica is going to come over here and help me model this next one. Okay, remember your rules. I want you for number 8. You may need to pause your video and write this down. adding an integer is the same as subtracting the opposite. So the opposite of my positive 7 was negative 7. So 4 minus 7 is the same as 4 plus a negative 7. Now Monica is going to rewrite negative 3 minus negative 6 as an addition problem. What do you guys think? Did she get that right? She sure did. Thanks, Monica. Okay, number 9, write down what questions you still have here. Do you have anything that you think may be difficult about this topic? It's going to get a little bit more difficult, but this is just the very first step. How well do you understand? It's the same as every night. Put in a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. You're completely confused. You understand a little bit. You understand most of it. You understand it, but you really couldn't teach someone else. Or you know it and you could teach someone else. And some of you have asked for a bonus. Now I want you to think about how you could use a model to solve this. If you had 9 minus 13, how could you solve that with a model? Either your integer chips or your number line. What do you guys think? Have a great weekend.